The federal government has approved contracts for the provision of free internet services to 20 domestic and international airports across the country. Also, such services will be provided for 43 states and federal higher institutions and 6 major markets across the geopolitical zones in Nigeria, at the total contract sum of 24.25 billion naira. This was contained in the two memoranda presented by the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, on behalf of the Nigerian Communication Commission in respect of the second phase of the broadband internet provisions for public facilities.
The fund to sponsor the implementation has also been secured by the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. For universities, it's because we have learned better and better lessons during COVID-19. So we don't want to go back to that. We want to ensure that students and staff do benefit from unlimited internet. For airports, we know the difficulty when you learn without any connectivity. So it will even at least make our airports more lively if there is at least internet connectivity that is for free. And thirdly, for markets, is to support innovation-driven enterprises that is being championed by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, where we try to give global visibility to our innovators, to our micro, small, and medium enterprises, so that their market is not going to be narrowed and restricted only to our local communities. So beside the internet, we have been giving them domain name for free and also supporting them to establish websites so that they will be able to have global visibility. And also it will support Nigeria even in the process of transition to cashless policy. When internet is free and is effective in our markets, that will support online activities, online payment, among many others.
The Executive Council also approved the construction of a Center of Excellence for Environment Restoration in Rivers State at the cost of 41.472 billion naira. FEC also granted the construction of Ogoni 100-bed specialist hospital as part of uplifting the welfare of those affected by environmental contamination. FEC also granted the construction of Ogoni 100-bed specialist hospital as part of uplifting the welfare of those affected by environmental contamination.
Let me say that there are several organizations or NGOs operating within the fringes of the Niger Delta, particularly in Ogoniland. And there are a variety of cases that they file almost on either weekly or monthly basis. Now, what we did is to try to engage them in two fronts. One, to see whether we can engage them and have a discussion with them and understand, what are the challenges and how we can accommodate whatever grievances they have. And the second option is to actually go the whole hog and file our defenses. I'm glad to inform you that as at last week, one of the matters that actually put a gag on us had been dismissed by the Federal High Court in Port Harcourt. And yesterday again, another court order was vacated at the Federal High Court again in Port Harcourt. There are different courts, different high courts, in one jurisdiction in Port Harcourt. So as we go to every court to defend these cases, depending on how they come by. But I'm glad to say that as from today, we're on track. It's on that basis that we had the both moral and legal reasons to present our memo today, because we knew that we don't have any legal impediment. So I can assure you that going forward, we should be able to proceed with all our plans, either remediation, either mangrove restoration, either the construction work on these centers, which are likely going to be flagged up by Mr. President in April this year.
In the transportation sector, the Council also approved, amongst other contracts, the design, construction, and supply of 280 tons bollard marine tugboats for the support of operations in Lekki Deep Sea Port in Lagos State.
The second memorandum that was considered by Council and approved is in respect of the contract for the design, construction, and supply of two 80 tons Bollard marine tugboats in order to support the operations of the newly commissioned Lekki Deep Sea Port in Lagos. The contract was awarded to Messrs. Depasa Marine International Nigeria Limited in the sum of 30,183,540 euros and 20 cents, which is an equivalent of 14,330,329,380 naira 75 kobo at the CBN prevailing exchange rate at the time of payment, inclusive of 7.5% VAT, and with a completion period of 15 months.
Meanwhile, the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing also got approval for the reconstruction of the first and second phase of the road connecting Akure, Ita-Ogbolu, and Ado-Ekiti at the contract sum of 95 billion naira, with a completion period of 30 months. From the Presidential Villa, Abuja, Folonsha Dekuki, Core TV News.